Well, hey everybody, welcome to our call from lipstick addict to accidental entrepreneur. Is this you? And we laughed when we started talking about this because it's so true, right? And it's not just about lipstick, obviously. There's a lot of us, it happens. We try a product like a skincare line or lipstick or even like nice clothing or accessories or candles, and then we want to buy them, and then we want to get them at a really good price, and so then we get signed up as in the distributor account, and then all of a sudden some of our friends decide that they're going to share, and now we have a team, and now we're entrepreneurs. Like, how did that happen? Like, it happens to a lot of us. And that is what we're here to talk about tonight. We're really excited that you're here. I'm Dawn Cermak, and I have been an entrepreneur for 30 years. I have founded companies from scratch in my kitchen, and I have bought companies, and I have sold companies, and I have bought back companies that I sold before and merged companies together. And 13 years ago, I became a network marketer completely by accident. And actually, I had zero interest in being a network marketer, truly. And I had a lot of stuff about it, right? I had a lot of thoughts about what a network marketer was. But the truth of the matter is, there really is no other place that I know that you have such time freedom while having the ability to access unlimited income. Like, where else can you make that happen? And so a network marketer I have become, and I love it. But along the way, what happened for me was, so here I am, I'm buying and selling companies and running big companies. I mean, I had a big company. And like, I was used to dealing with a full, bookkeeping staff and a full accounting staff. And what I found out was that I've been leaving a lot of money on the table, even though I have access to pretty high-priced accounting advice. My accountant was not somebody who really understood the network marketing model and all of the tax benefits available to me as a home-based business owner. And I realized at that point, here I am, and if I don't know, who else doesn't know? So the concept actually for Home Business Toolkit was born, and I'm going to let my friend Jill tell her story.
Yes, I'm going to share my accidental entrepreneur story. It seems like we all have one. So my story is, I had a surprise divorce that sort of threw me for a loop, and I think I was financially and emotionally impacted. And I actually had joined up with a network marketing company focused on accessories. I really loved the community, the empowered women. I loved also just dressing up and really owning my feminine power, which I had not done, I think, enough in my marriage. So I'm actually in my second network marketing company, and I think I've hit my stride, because what I realized is, as I learned the business and as I grew a team, I could leverage the tax deductions of a home-based business. And for me, that has been my true success story, being able to keep my home, being able to, independent from my ex, and really build a life that gives me a lot of stability and happiness, simply by knowing how to work what I had started sort of as a hobby job and a potential to really work it like a real business and be really savvy.
Awesome. So we are going to launch right in. Our mission is to empower female entrepreneurs by providing the tools for business basics and tax knowledge so that you can focus on your dreams and passions while maximizing your ROI. So we want you to let us help you do the boring, mundane, messy stuff so that you can focus on what you're truly passionate about. So we have a few myth busters for you. Mythbuster number one, I have to make enough money in my business to take the tax write-offs. So a lot of people that I've interviewed and a lot of people I've surveyed, they have a business, they make, you know, $1, $2, $3, $5,000 a year, but they don't feel like that's enough money to make it worth their while to do all the record keeping and keep track of everything and run their business as a business, right? And takes the tax benefit. So I have to make enough money in my business to take the tax write-offs. False. The IRS absolutely understands that there are startup costs with any new business. They understand that it takes a while to get a business off the ground, and they understand that for a few years, maybe even 5 years, we have another myth that we can debunk on the side, that you may generate a loss taking legitimate business expenses. And so what happens when you generate that loss, that would mean if you actually have another job, a W-2 job, or your partner maybe has a W-2 job, that would mean you bring home more of your paycheck, right? So for a lot of people that I've talked to, what the situation they're in, I'm not saying this is you, it's not everybody, is you're doing your lipstick or your skincare or whatever it is that you love, you're doing that, you're generating some nice money, right? But you don't feel like it's enough to really make it make sense to do all the record keeping. But truly, if you're really taking those expenses and you do generate that loss, it means that your overall gross income, the expense is going against that, and it does, you literally can bring home more of your paycheck or have a nice big refund at the end of the year. That was myth number one. Sorry. Myth number two, I have to incorporate, in other words, become a real business in order to take the tax write-offs. False. Absolutely false. You do not need to incorporate. In fact, I talked to an accountant the other day who recommended, oh, we should disclaim, Jill, we did not disclaim. We are not CPAs. We are not tax professionals. We are not tax advisors. We are two entrepreneurs who have between us a combined 50 years of experience doing this, asking the questions, running things through TurboTax, like running down, researching things. So we're not tax advisors. Always go to your own professional to get your advice, but we're pointing you in the right direction. And for a lot of people, this is a scary thing. All this talk about LLCs and sole proprietors and S selections, and it's just it's paralyzing. And you know, it doesn't feel like you don't even want to do it. So you don't have to. And that's one of the things that we talk about. You can be a sole proprietor. You can take all of your deductions right on your normal 1040 tax return. You don't have to be, you don't have to go find a lawyer and incorporate and have to have an annual meeting and, submit a personal property tax return and all the things. But that's what we want to help you with. Because we know it's confusing and we know it's overwhelming. And that's why we're going to lay all of this out in the nuts and bolts section of our new website. Myth buster number 3, I should not take the home office deduction because then I will get audited by the IRS. It will be a red flag. I believe this is false. I have talked to a number of tax professionals who've said that this is not the case, but I can't guarantee that it's not the case. However, if you're keeping good records and you're following the guidelines that we can help you with, we can help you set up your record keeping. We can tell you how to, different ways for your tracking your receipts and keeping track of all your expenses. We can help with, that's one of the things that we're going to help you with. So there are no guarantees. As long as you're doing a good job with all your record keeping, whether you're audited or not should not be an issue. But I have talked to tax professionals. They said that the auditors are spread thin and they probably won't come looking for the small fish, right? So Home Business Toolkit to the rescue. We want to make it easy for you to run your business. Like you can spend this information that we have brought together. You can find it all on the internet, of course. You can spend hours researching everything and then second guessing yourself, right? Did it, can I rely on this source? Maybe there's a better answer out there. You can spend a lot of time doing that, or you can access all of these resources in one place. And what we say is, you have the dream and we have the tools. So what's happening right now is we are getting ready to launch our first newsletter. It'll be a monthly newsletter, and it'll have tax tips. It will have information about business. It will have tips for attracting business partners to you so you can quit chasing them. It will have information about good equipment and technology for your home office. It's going to have tips for maintaining that seemingly impossible work-life balance, and much, much more. We're really excited to be bringing this to you. And then ultimately, alongside that, so the newsletter is going to launch in about 3 weeks, and we're working on the website too. And the website's going to have, like I said, all of that information about a business, like how to incorporate, a non-disclosure agreement if you need one, a business plan if you need one, like all those business nuts and bolts, right? And then we're going to have a module that's going to have a lot of tax information all again gathered into one place. And we're going to have some other modules too, which I think you're going to be really excited about. Those are the two that are the first focus, but 6 or 7 plan. The newsletter is coming out in June. Like I said, you don't want to miss our first inaugural edition. So we want you to sign up on the wait list today so that you make sure that you're on the list to get our first newsletter. The easiest way to do that, actually, if you came through the registration process for this call, you would have already subscribed to the newsletter. But if you are listening to a recording of this call, the way to get on the wait list is to go to the Home Business Toolkit Facebook page, our business page, not a group, it's a page. And the newsletter wait list post should be pinned right to the top. You click on that and you get registered, and the first newsletter will be free to everybody who's on the wait list. After that, it won't be. So Jill, do you want to tell them about the special offers that they're getting for having come on the call?
Definitely. We have the 3 tools you need today. And I think Don and I have spoken about our experience. If I had been handed all of this when I started, I've spent a lot of time and effort creating this for myself, researching it myself, and I think this is the value of the Home Business Toolkit. Anyone who's on tonight's presentation is going to receive a follow-up email with downloadable tools. One is your perfect avatar worksheet. This is your perfect client worksheet. You go through a series of questions and you actually focus who you want to market to, because I think this is what Don loves to say, and it's a truth. If you target everyone, you're targeting no one. So this really makes your strategy for your business and who you want to share with and sell to so much clearer. It sort of defines everything you do with your social media, everything you do with any call you make to any prospects. You will also receive a home business tax deductions worksheet. It's a basic setup where you start calculating if you're not already leveraging the home business tax deductions. It's going to give you the basic checklist of what you should be looking at, what you should be considering, and the percentages you can write off. And basically you can total up how much you can look forward to deducting off your taxes. And if you have not done it in past years, you can go back to January 1st and start doing it for 2020. I encourage everyone. This has been a lifesaver for me, just leveraging the tax benefits of a home-based business. And finally, you are going to receive an actual book, a digital copy of Mom and Dadpreneurs. It is stories from all walks of life of successful home-based business entrepreneurs. And I am very pleased to say it features my friend and co-host tonight, Dawn Cermak. And you'll get more details on her story and her success, which is really inspiring. And again, you will receive an email with all these downloads, and you will have them all to play around with and start thinking more strategically. And it gives you a taste, just a tip of the iceberg of what we'll be offering on the Home Business Toolkit. And again, we have a great Facebook page. Please visit it, Home Business Toolkit. On that page, we are constantly loading new value, new information. It is all free. We are building on that page a community of other home business entrepreneurs, and I think there's such value in peer exchange, talking to others who are on your path, And that is what we're building on the Facebook page. We also, again, have the wait list for the newsletter. And as new offers, new tools, new modules, when the website becomes live, all of that will be shared on Facebook, which is our primary platform right now. I want to thank you all for joining us. I hope you got some valuable content tonight. And we're open for any questions. If anybody wants to go through the chat, we can also be reached via the Facebook page. And you will receive the email from our primary HB Toolkit email. And feel free to respond to it with any other follow-up questions, guidance, advice, anything we can provide. Dawn?
Thanks, everybody. Have a good evening.
Thank you for joining us.